feeling like shit. Working on the vlog. I was supposed to finish it on Sunday after I came back from hiking, but I started feeling sick, under the weather, and it got really bad, really bad. Lots of fever, no coughing, but big headache, and I just couldn't get up of bed. At 5:55 on Sunday, which is funny, 5:55. But exactly at that time, I had to go to bed. I had to go sleep, and I didn't get up until today. Today is Tuesday. It's 8:36 a.m. I took a shower at about 7 a.m. But I didn't get up since Sunday afternoon. I didn't get up all Monday. And I'm still not doing very well, but I'm better than Sunday or Monday. I think Monday was the worst day, yesterday. So I'm working on the blog right now to have it ready today. And I haven't gone to the gym. I don't feel well to go to the gym. And I usually do go even when I'm sick, but not this time. I'm not feeling well at all. I'm feeling better, but not just yet to start my regular activities again. So hopefully tomorrow I feel better and I can restart my activities. Meanwhile, I'll be working on the vlog, and yeah. Before I even forget, because then days go by and I forget to actually vlog something that I wanted to vlog. And I was trying to do this vlog in the morning, but the words just didn't come out. So let me try again. Here I go. Whenever I get sick, I go through this sort of mental process, brain process. My brain processes different weird stuff. And just to clarify, I don't drink any medicine. I stopped using any pharmaceuticals in my body 6 years ago. Since then, I use alternatives to heal my sickness. If I do have like an emergency to go to the hospital, that's something like more urgent, more like internal, anything that has to do with organs or something that needs like immediate attention, I don't know, like a fractured bone or something like that, I would go to the doctor. I usually just get like colds every once in a while, maybe just two to three times a year, and that's it. I don't get like ear infections or that sort of stuff, but colds I do. Cough, sneezing, mucus, and headaches, those sort of stuff. Okay, that said, there's these things that actually happen while I'm having a cold with fever. It's sort of opens another, I don't know how to explain it, like another dimension or something, because I'm just gonna say it, like I'm just gonna start saying it as I think. I'm not gonna try to find words to explain it, but it feels like my body, my mind, my brain, it opens up to another consciousness, and it starts downloading information, a lot of information that it does download during these days that I'm sick. I usually get sick for 3 days. Most intensive days are the first 2, and then we pass to a 3rd day, which is the lighter one, but I still have channeling or downloads or whatever you want to call it. And a lot of these things I don't understand. Okay, I don't understand. They're like codes. But the ones that I do remember, which were yesterday, which was the 3rd day, that I'm a little bit more lucid, because when I get like a very high fever on the first 2 days, and my body is battling with that, I'm not that lucid. Like I forget a lot of the things that might, like a lot of well, just downloads that I get from wherever, you know, like consciousness or whatever. So to not make this long, I do remember with clarity 2 of these downloads, and one of them was like coding. Like, I don't know if you remember the first movie of The Matrix, or I think we see this on all the movies of The Matrix, but we see like that coding, like that greenish on a black background, and you see like those codes, like numbers, like going down. Well, I started having a download like that, but instead of green, it was blue, and it was exactly like that. So I was like sort of confused and making I do ask questions when all of this happens. Like I do it in a telepathic way. And so I started, you know, asking, does this mean that I'm in the Matrix? So I usually don't get like the answers right away. I get these answers days after, or maybe a month after all of this happens. But this happens to me every time I get sick. And I think it might be like, from my impression, from where I stand, for all the things that I've been through, I believe that there's like a portal that opens in consciousness when I'm in that state, when my body is reacting to in a different way that it doesn't react when I'm conscious, like completely conscious. And it starts like downloading this information or all of this data from somewhere, you know. And also this is not like the first time it happens to me. So the second thing that I do remember with clarity is having again contact with extraterrestrials. Extraterrestres. That's how I say it in Spanish. I think I'm saying it right in English. Okay, so it's not the first time I do get like contact, and the way that they contact me the first time was telepathicamente. And it was the same way that they contacted me this time as well. That was one of the downloads that they contacted me again after. And this was sort of like right after the Matrix download or image or whatever you want to call it. So I saw them again, and I remembered them, and I asked him if I was ready, because last time we had a conversation, I'll get to that story later on. And I didn't have an answer. So I usually don't have answers until later on in the future days, a month, maybe 2 months, I don't know. But usually like in a month. So yeah, I don't know if you guys ever experienced this before. If I remember when I was a kid, I would used to always have these types of downloads. I do remember, because I would always be sick when I was a kid. When I was a child, I used to live in an area where it would get like really hot. So I would always get like really heated, because I would like to go out and play and maybe not even drink that much water. I don't remember, but that was probably the case. And I would get like dehydrated, so I would get like nosebleeds and fever. So I always remember that when I had those nosebleeds with fever, I would get all of this. I would see so many things. I can't remember, like shapes, big shapes and small shapes, and then dark shapes and gray shapes, like circular shapes, and then I would see like spheres, and I would see like cubes, and they would go big and small. And this was always during my fevers, and I would like see some other things, but I don't quite remember. I always try to like bring back memories, but since I was really small, I do remember when I had high fevers, these type of things would happen to me. And I don't know if there's other people that have had these experience. And I'm just remembering right now, and I'm pretty sure there is other people that had this experience before during a fever. But if like, I don't really know what this means. Like, there's a lot of things that I receive downloads that I don't understand their meaning. So I just thought it was interesting sharing this with you. And I'm doing better. Today is the 4th day, because I started on Sunday afternoon. I was in bed. Today's Wednesday, so I started on Sunday afternoon. I was in bed the rest of Sunday afternoon, all Monday, and then woke up on Tuesday, yesterday, and then today I could do my regular activities again. So that's usually how my sick days look like. I don't use any meds. I do everything naturally, and I'm feeling great right now. I'm feeling way better right now. Just a little bit like a sore throat, but I don't have any cough, and just like the last stuff of mucus and some sneezing, but it's not that regular like it was. But energetically, I feel awesome, and I don't know, I just think some things were so, I don't know how to explain it, because the time when I went to bed was 5:55 p.m. So I'll just keep you guys posted. It just seems interesting for me, because I know about the angel numbers, and like when you sink, well, when humans are sinking, and I know we are rising in awakeness and a lot of that stuff. So it's just interesting for me. I'll keep you guys posted because it's interesting. So yeah.
I have to admit that that was some good workout. Whew. I sweat a lot. It was a really good workout, even though it's like less intense than the whole week, less intense. But that was some good workout. I wanted to share with you guys something that I was watching the other day, which I really like about all like the quantum physics and stuff, and like what our brain is capable of doing. And I like to like dig into that information, and I do believe that we're capable of doing a lot of stuff that may sound sort of crazy or supernatural. But I was listening to a podcast which is called Maverick's Approach. So I was looking at this episode where they have a guest. Her name is Elizabeth April, and she talks about quantum physics. She talks about how we are capable of tuning in like energetically or with our vibration or frequency. She's actually a remote viewer. For those of you that don't know what a remote viewer is basically people that do like astral projections, and they can like navigate and see other timelines. They can go to other places in the world, even if their physical body is somewhere else. They can astral project to other places. I really love those sort of stuff because myself has experienced these kind of things. So it's more like trying to understand what has happened to me since I was small. And there's a lot of stories of this. I can like share with you maybe in a separate vlog. If you're interested, just leave your comments so I know that if you're interested in me like sharing these stories. But since I was small, I would have the ability to see things that other people didn't see, to hear things that other people didn't hear, and to actually feel energies. I remember when I was I think in 6th grade, and it was in the 90s, and I clearly remember that these beings would come to my room and visit me at night. Not every night, some nights. And I would run to my parents' bedroom and tell them that, well, you know, that I was scared. I didn't tell them that I saw beings because I knew that they were not going to believe me. So I remember these beings like coming inside my room from the window. The window was closed always. And sometimes they would come out from my closet as well. Later on, these beings, when I was an adult, they contacted me a few years ago, like 5 years ago. I was contacted by these beings, and then I knew who they were and like what were they doing there in my room, you know. So like there's a lot of stories that I do have about all of this stuff, and I just wanted to share with you guys that I know that I vlog like what I do in the week, and like it's basically like me coming to the gym, like doing my workouts, like the grocery shopping, my kids, any outings that I have and stuff. But I find it interesting in sharing these type of things because I feel that like the collective consciousness is actually expanding. And with all the information that has been let out these couple of weeks, I know that there's a massive awakening, and I just wanted to like start sharing with you guys all these experiences, because if you have had these experiences, you're not alone. And I know there's a lot of us that had certain experiences that we can sort of connect and understand each other. So it's okay if you don't believe in these things. It's okay. It's totally fine. It's okay if you don't want to follow me after this. It's totally fine. I don't mind. But I feel that it's time for me to start sharing like all of those experiences that I had during all of these years since I was really small, since I can remember. I had an experience, and I have vague memories, but my mom sort of reinforced these memories when I was like about 3 to 4 years, and I was a toddler by that time. And I do remember that there was something that visited me through a window. I don't know if it was like in the bathroom or in the kitchen or in the living room. I have very vague memories, but I do remember that there was something visiting me. Later, when I was older, my mom told me then, she told me that when I was small, when I was like 3 or 4 years, there was a witch that would visit me and tell me to go outside and play. So that kind of connected, you know, the stories, my memories, and like what my mom told me. So, I mean, these things have been happening to me since I was really small. So I'm sort of already used to it. And then there was this time that I blocked it because I didn't feel normal. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that we can share. Like I said, if this is not your thing, it's totally fine. But yeah, I do believe there's a lot of us out there. So this is just an intro of what I want to share with you guys. So yeah.
There's a bird. I feel so much peace, even though absolutely nothing is perfect right now. I don't know how I'm gonna pay for the payments that I have due next week. I don't know. Honestly, because last week, the whole week, I didn't get anything assigned to work on. So I didn't work a whole week. And it's kind of frustrating. That's the word. It's kind of frustrating being a subcontractor, because you're not like in the paycheck of the employer. You're subcontracted for what they ask or they need from your services. And that that's a lot of unbalance for my income stream, for my finances, for my bills, for everything that has to do with money related in my life. For some reason, I feel peace. I have been working on and struggling, because that's the word, and I just want to be very straightforward, because I usually try to manage the financial topic. For me, it's kind of hard for me to speak up and talk about it, because I don't like I've always how can I explain that? See, words don't even come out, because it's hard for me to even talk about it. But I have to learn how to talk about it and be more transparent in that aspect. So, thing is that I'm not used to letting people know about my finances. And I think that's something normal. I think a lot of people do that. But I also believe that if you don't put it out there, maybe not even the universe is going to listen, you know what I mean? Not even God is going to listen. So sometimes I believe that that's one of the things that I need to learn, how to express myself and be real about money, because that's the only way of me being comfortable with money, with that energy, even though it's not in abundance for me right now. I'm not lacking, but it's not in abundance, and it's not stable. So I will be lacking next week, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just think that if I put it out there, the universe will listen and sort of understand that even if I've tried before to get other contracts with other companies or other firms, I haven't been successful on doing that. And I just keep trusting God. I just keep trusting that everything happens for a reason and everything's perfect, and that I'm going through this right now because I am learning. I'm learning a lot about money energy. But the difference between how I feel about money now, even though I'm in this situation, and between how I felt about money 4 years ago, 5 years ago, is way different. In fact, the way that I feel about money today differs a lot with how I felt about money in 2024. It's not that long. I felt desperate at that time when these type of things happen, because I've been working for this company or with this company for 3 years now, and I barely noticed that. I'm sorry. And these things happen. I know that these things happen with this company. They've lowered my hours. I'm not working 8 hours anymore. I barely even work 5 to 6 hours daily from Monday through Friday with them. And I've been able to manage all of my bills, all of my payments, and even have some savings. I'm not saying it's a lot, but it's a big progress than what I had in 2024. So that sort of gives me peace. In 2024 and 2025. But I started doing all of this at the end of 2025. So I started kind of like, and this was in October of 2025 that I began working on how to work with money and how to feel about money, feel about that energy. And little by little, because it is little by little, like I've seen it, even if it's just $1 that has changed, that it's in my pocket right now because of those changes, that's a gain. And it's a gain that I've had since October 2025. Even if it's been $1 every 15 days that I have been saving, for me, it's a win. And that gives me peace, even though it's not that much money. So I just wanted to sort of express this and vlog it to understand where I'm at in my financial area, where I'm at as of money related energy and my money related nervous system as well. So even though I know I'm not going to be able to make some payments next week, I'm going to see how I figure it out. But I'm at peace. I'm not frustrated. I'm not stressed. I'm just letting things be as they are, because there's some stuff that I just can't control, and I have not been able to control, even though I've been working on having more than just one income stream. I just want to think that it's a lesson and that I'm learning from it, and that's all that I have to say. This is what I was sort of talking about. I didn't work almost 2 weeks. I just got a little bit of work for 2 weeks, and obviously since I'm subcontracted, I'm not an employee of this company. I only get paid what I work for. And this is what I'm gonna get paid for 2 weeks, which doesn't cover payments that I have to do, doesn't cover all of my expenses for these following 2 weeks. But for some reason, I don't feel desperate. I don't feel stress. I don't feel lack or any feeling that is negative towards money. And I was actually expecting my invoice to come out lower than those $230. And it did come up with more than $150 that I was sort of thinking that I was going to
charge. So I'm grateful for that because it wasn't less than I thought. It was actually more than what I was expecting. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that. And I mean, these things happen. This is sort of normal when like the work sort of lowers down with this company. Obviously, they don't have much task for me or work for me, so I don't work as much. And I've been working with them for 3 years now, and there are things that I'm not like, I don't agree on how they how like their administrative process is. One of those things is that last year I spoke with the manager to actually check if we could renegotiate my rate, because my rate is really low and it's been the same rate for 3 years now. So I haven't had an answer back, and supposedly these things are looked into really quick. But in my case, I don't know what's going on. And these are just some little details that I pay attention to. And based on these details, I take other decisions. So I'm going to be very, very honest with you guys. I'm just waiting for March to be over so that I can begin looking into other options, because since I have like some stuff scheduled for March, I don't want to like compromise myself with another job or other activities that will move my scheduled events that I have for March. And that's the only thing that's stopping me to like start looking into other opportunities and other fields, and just starting to like move things around. It's not that I'm in my comfort zone, because I'm not. It's just that I need stuff to be like closed before I even begin moving other opportunities, because I don't want to compromise myself with another company in a way that might need more time of me, or even change my scheduled events in order to like pay more attention to them. And that's one of the things that I do want to change this year. I want to change my income streams and sort of move things around to make this actually work, and work for us, not just me, obviously for me and my kids. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. That's why I'm doing actually social media as well, because for me it's so important to be able to be with my kids. I've worked in corporate before, and I worked there for many, many years. I missed a lot of things, especially of my oldest when she was growing up. I did ask for permissions and stuff. A lot of those permissions were not granted. So I wasn't there for her in school events. And I am sort of internally fighting that right now, because I know that if I start moving things, I'm I'm not going to be at home with my kids like I'm at home with them right now. And it does hit me, but I know that I have to move this part of my life so that other parts of my life can actually move and be more prosperous. And yeah, but this is the intention of doing social media and growing on social media, because I don't want to be working for a boss that is not going to give me permission to go watch one of my kids at school or graduation or those important events where they need me and I need to be there with them. So it's an internal battle, but somewhere or another I have to make things work, and I know that things are going to work out for me, even if I need to work for a company again, start over again, and not be independent again for a while until I make things work.
The day I got a little brother started like any other day. But little did I know, my life would never be the same.
Wake up, little halflings. It's 7 dead now. Wake up, little halflings.
Morning, Wizzy.
What a great adventure lies in wait for you today.
Oh, yeah.
My parents always said that I had an overactive imagination.